Seekers of greatness, dreamers of the impossible, and action takers on the path to success. I'm Daniel Craig Johnson, and I'm amped to be your personal guide on this exhilarating journey to self-discovery, business mastery, and life transformation. Strap in because you're about to blast through barriers, obliterate limitations, and sculpt the life you've dreamt of. Welcome back, everybody, on the Success Blueprint. This is Daniel Craig Johnson, your host. And today we got another episode that was proposed by a listener, by Tabitha Alethea. And she has asked if we can do an episode about overcoming imposter syndrome and integrating your shadow. And that sounds super interesting. It immediately caught my attention, and that's why I wanted to do this episode. So the episode is called The Shadow Knows, Harness Your Dark Side. And I would say we get right into it. Do you ever feel like a fraud at work or in your relationships? Anywhere where people expect something from you, where you have to be something. That little voice whispering you don't belong and you will be found out. Well, that's your shadow talking. The parts of yourself you've disowned or don't want to see. But your shadow holds clues to your deepest gifts and purpose. I always say it's time to stop running from your darkness and instead embrace it. You've been taught that the shadow is something to overcome or transcend. But your shadow is an integral part of your humanity. It contains your passion, creativity, intuition, and personal power. Your shadow knows the truth about who you really are, and it's trying to get your attention. The more you deny it, the louder and more disruptive it becomes. The good news that I want to give you is you can harness your shadow, and doing so will transform how you see yourself and unlock your full potential. You gain access to a well of energy and insight. You feel more authentic and empowered. You wonder why you waited so long to befriend the part of you that knows you best? Are you ready to step out of the light and into the shadows with me? The journey may feel unfamiliar at first, but your shadow has been waiting for you all along. Trust it and yourself enough to take that first step. The rewards of embracing your darkness will illuminate your life. We are constantly told to be something, and your shadow is who you really are. It's your darkest secrets, and why would you hide that for your entire life? That is part of who you are, and by not accepting your shadow, you denying yourself to be your authentic self and to be who you truly are. So how do we understand imposter syndrome and our shadow self? Your shadow self, the parts of your personality you hide from others, fuels these feelings of self-doubt and inadequacy. To overcome the imposter syndrome, you must shine a light on your shadow. And here, I want to give you a few ways to do that. You need to start accepting your flaws and failures. Everyone has weaknesses and makes mistakes. Admit your imperfections and stop comparing yourself to an unrealistic standard of perfection. Focus on growth, not perfection. I always say strive for excellence. Perfectionism is something that can set you up for failure and disappointment. Perfection is something that you strive for, and you will set yourself up to be disappointed. Strive for excellence. That still means that you are trying to be the best version of yourself and being the best at whatever you do. But striving for excellence gives you room for improvement. It gives you room to be better and become a better version of yourself every day. Face your self-doubt. Identify negative thoughts about your abilities and challenge them with evidence that proves them wrong. Talk to others about your self-doubts. Speaking them often makes them lose power. You have to challenge that. You have to find evidence. If you say to yourself, I cannot do this, find the evidence for it. Ask yourself, why can you not do it? What is the evidence that supports that you cannot do it? What is holding you back? And how can you overcome whatever is holding you back? Maybe it's just a limiting self-belief or a self-fulfilling prophecy. You have to challenge your thoughts over and over again. Develop your strengths. Make a list of your talents, skills, and achievements. Look for opportunities to develop and showcase them. Success breeds confidence, so pursue projects that play to your strength. Practice self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Learn to silence your inner critique and replace self-judgment with self-acceptance and praise. Talk to yourself with encouragement and support, as you would to a close friend. Switch off that little voice called Bob, or whatever name you gave it. Switch it off. Don't listen to it. You have to challenge that little voice that is nagging in your head all the time. That thought-creating machine on your shoulder is doing a lot of things that you are not in control of, that are switched to autopilot, and you accept it and you allow it to take influence in your life. You have to challenge that voice and you have to take control of it, be aware of it, understand, witness consciousness. You are observing the thoughts that are created in your head, your psyche, which is the sum of your learned experiences. You have to observe, you have to step back, see it, and understand what thoughts are created there, and then take control. Shining light on the shadow isn't easy, but with practice you can overcome imposter syndrome and become comfortable embracing all parts of yourself, flaws, failures, and all. You'll realize you are enough, just as you are, and that life is too short for self-doubt. You have to believe in yourself. You have to root for yourself every single day. If you don't do it, who else will? You have to be the first person to root for yourself. So how do you embrace your shadow? The power of owning your whole self. To live your best life, you have to come to terms with your shadow self. Those parts of your personality that you deny or repress, your insecurities, selfishness, anger, greed, and other negative traits. To live your best life, you have to come to terms with your shadow self. Those parts of your personality that you deny or repress, your insecurities, selfishness, anger, greed, and other negative traits. Embracing the shadow. The shadow holds power. When you accept and integrate it, you gain access to its strength and vitality. You stop wasting energy trying to hide it or fight it. So some ways to embrace your shadow. Notice your reactions. Pay attention to situations that trigger strong emotions. Your reactions reveal shadow aspects. Don't judge yourself. Just observe with curiosity and understand where it's coming from and how it's impacting you. Express, don't repress. Find healthy ways to express shadow emotions. Talk to someone you trust. Journal your feelings. Do intense exercise. Repression only makes the shadow stronger. Reframe negative traits. Those traits you label as bad often have positive aspects too. Anger can signal injustice. Greed can drive ambition. Selfishness at times is self-care. Look for the bright side in everything, the silver lining. Practice self-compassion. Learn to accept all parts of yourself with kindness. You're a complex, imperfect human, and that's okay. Be as gentle with yourself as you are with loved ones. You have to start with self-love and self-acceptance. Integrating your shadow is a lifelong journey, but with conscious effort, you can make peace with your whole self. And in that wholeness, discover true power, authenticity, and freedom. The shadow knows. Your dark side is the key to living in the light. So excavating your shadow, how to unearth your hidden fears and desires. Excavating your shadow side means uncovering those parts of yourself that you've hidden away or denied. The fears, desires, and other aspects of your personality that don't align with your ideal self-image. But what is your ideal self-image? Have you challenged it? Where is it coming from? Your upbringing, the societal impact on you. Maybe it's not truly who you are. Maybe it's not really who you want to be. You have to be critical in your thinking when you observe who you are and what you want to be, and ask the question why. And is that coming from you? Is that really what you want, or is it something that has been impressed upon you? Identify your fears. What fears hold you back from taking risks or fully expressing yourself? Well, some common ones include fear of failure or not being good enough, worrying you won't measure up to expectations, fear of rejection or what others might think of you, concern over how you'll be perceived, fear of the unknown, feeling anxious about uncertain outcomes or situations outside your control. You have to start naming your fears and thinking about where they came from. Recognizing them is the first step to overcoming their power over you. Uncover hidden desires. What secret longings or urges do you suppress? This could include a desire for pleasure, leisure, creativity, or adventure, parts of life you deny yourself, an attraction or interest you view as unacceptable, something you judge yourself wanting, a need for control, praise, intimacy or freedom, cravings you don't allow yourself to acknowledge. Your hidden desires reveal the shadow aspects of your personality that you've rejected or buried. Bring them into the light so you can start accepting yourself fully. That's the first step to your true, authentic self. You have to practice self-acceptance over and over. The more you excavate your shadow, the more you'll come to recognize that all humans possess fears, desires, and other qualities that don't match their ideal self-image. You are not alone out there. You are not bad or unworthy for having a shadow side. Make an effort to embrace all parts of yourself with compassion. Learn to accept both the qualities you like and those you don't. Your shadow will lose power over you as you integrate it into your whole being. This is the path of overcoming imposter syndrome and becoming your authentic self. So how do we integrate light and dark? A couple of strategies for accepting all parts of yourself. To embrace the shadow within, you first need to develop awareness of the parts of yourself that you typically deny or reject. Look for thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that make you uncomfortable. Chances are those are your shadow qualities peeking through. Once you've identified your shadow traits, accept them with compassion. Recognize these parts of you serve the purpose at some point, even if they're no longer useful. Make peace with the fact, as a human, you contain both darkness and light. Here are a couple of strategies to integrate your shadow. Practice self-reflection. Spend time each day examining your thoughts and behaviors. Notice when negative qualities like jealousy, anger, or selfishness arise. Don't judge yourself for having these feelings. Just observe them with curiosity and care. Embrace your vulnerabilities and imperfections. Share your insecurities and shortcomings with people you trust. Admit when you've made mistakes. Stop seeking perfection. Strive for excellence. Do shadow work. Explore the origins of your shadow traits through journaling, creative expression, or with a therapist, or you can consult a coach that is specialized on something like that. Try to gain insight into why certain parts of yourself developed and how they served you. Release any painful experiences connected to your shadow that still feel unresolved. Find the gifts in your shadow. Look for the positive intentions or motivations underlying your shadow qualities. Anger often stems from a desire for justice. Selfishness can indicate a need to establish boundaries. Reframe your shadow traits in a constructive way. Practice radical self-acceptance. Learn to appreciate all parts of you, who you are, shadow and light, flaws and strength. You are a multifaceted, complex human. Acceptance of the self, darkness included, is necessary for inner peace. You will never receive inner peace if you do not integrate your shadow, accept your shadow personality, and bring it to light and share it with people you trust. Integrating your shadow side is a challenging but rewarding process. With compassion and courage, you can embrace all that you are, shadow and light, imperfect and whole. By accepting your darkest parts, you open yourself to deeper authenticity, wisdom, and inner freedom. The shadow knows, I say it again, it's time for you to listen. How do you master the shadow? How do you harness your inner darkness for growth? To harness your shadow side, you must first acknowledge its existence. Your shadow refers to the parts of yourself that you deny and repress over and over again. You have to let out those fears, those selfish desires, and other traits that don't align with your self-image. But your shadow contains hidden talents, passions, other gifts. Integrating your shadow means accepting all parts of yourself all the time. Confront your fears and insecurities. What are you afraid to acknowledge about yourself? What makes you feel inadequate or like an imposter? Face these fears and insecurities head on through introspection and honest self-reflection. Give yourself permission to embrace all parts of who you are. Indulge your repressed desires. What selfish or taboo desires do you deny yourself? Your repressed longings often emerge in unexpected ways, like sudden angry outbursts or unhealthy obsessions. Find healthy outlets to express these desires, such as thought art, music, physical activity, or open conversations with trusted confidence. Suppressing parts of your humanity will only make these urges stronger over time. Explore your hidden talents. Your shadow may also contain untapped skills, passions, and creative talents that you were discouraged from pursuing at some point. What energizes or excites you? What feels like a natural gift or calling? Now is the time that you reconnect with these latent talents and find ways to express them. You'll gain confidence by nurturing the parts of yourself that feel authentic and life-giving. Integrating your shadow is a lifelong journey of self-discovery and growth. It's exciting. Get onto that road. But by confronting your fears, indulging your desires, and connecting with your talents, you'll gain access to an inner power and wisdom that has been locked away in the darkness for way too long. Bringing light to your shadow self is the key to becoming your most authentic and fulfilled self. So I want you to not fight your shadow self. Embrace it. Make friends with your inner skeptic and perfectionist because they're not going anywhere, but you can put them in their place and take back control. Recognize when that nagging voice of self-doubt starts whispering again and tell it to pipe down. You got this, and the shadow knows it too. The more you practice self-compassion and quiet, that inner critic, the less power it will have over you. You'll start to realize that you are enough, just as you are, imperfections and all. And the next time you start to feel like an imposter, remember, it's just your shadow casting doubts that keep you small. Turn on the light instead and step fully into your power. The shadow may always be with you, but you can choose not to let it lead. That was it, guys, with another episode on the Success Blueprint, suggested by Tabitha Alethea, Overcoming Imposter Syndrome and Integrating Your Shadow. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Get in touch with me. Share your thoughts, your feelings. I really want to connect to my community, so make contact with me. You find my contact details in the subscription. And then I want you to tune in on Monday for another episode of the 15-Minute Monday. Guys, help us pushing. This podcast is going crazy. We've really achieved something. We had 1,000 downloads in 4 days. So we're going places. Help me to push this through, push this around the world. You know, every single time that you share this, you might sharing an episode that is going to change someone's life forever. Someone that needs to hear it. You might stop someone from doing stupid things or being sad, being depressed, getting them out of their shadow self. So share it, like it, spread the word, and help me to get this podcast out there. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time for listening, and I appreciate that you support me. This is really important for me. I want to help people. I want to share what I know, the mistakes I've made. I want you to become your true, authentic self and make the best out of your life and your career. So support me. I will be really grateful for it. Guys, have a fantastic weekend. Take care.